everybody. Joe Misfit Glenn here for a minute with Misfit. Sitting here with Bill Putman of Hillbilly Fire Genetics. Bill, let's give some people a little bit of time to come on in. What's up, Luke? Thanks for showing up, brother. We'll let a few people filter in, then I'll introduce you, okay?
Not a problem.
How's it going today, Luke? You feeling all right, brother? Luke says, hey, Bill. Hey, Bill, and if you look underneath where I'm at, you probably see that comment, right?
I can see it. I'm about half blind, but I see it now. Yes, sir.
All right. I'll try to put them up there as we go.
Not a problem.
All right. Who else we got in here? I see another person. John. All right. Give it another minute, huh? Hey, Cade, what's going on, big guy? All right, you know what? We're going to go ahead and get after it. All this awkward silence, man. Anyway, so everybody, welcome to a Minute with Misfit. Today we're with Bill Putman from Hillbilly Fire Genetics here in Oklahoma, right? So
yes,
Bill,
sir.
Tell us a little bit about yourself to start, and then we can get into what you do for a living.
I'm just an old man sitting around the house trying to make everybody happy.
Yeah, right.
And, but no, I enjoy sitting around the house playing with my plants, and it's not playing with them, man. It's loving each one of them.
Right. Now, how long you been in Oklahoma? Your whole life?
I've been in Oklahoma pretty much the last 40 years. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. How do you like it? Where are you at?
It's okay. I'm actually from the country. I love it in the country. Right here, there's too many people around me, you know. But people are good people around here. I don't have any problems. And it could be better, but it could be worse.
Right. All right. No doubt. No doubt. You know, I have to come visit you sometime and check you out. There's Prez. Hey, Prez. Oh, here we go. He says, thanks for coming on, Bill. Facebook.
Yes, sir. You bet.
Jeremy. Claude. Welcome, y'all. Okay. So let's get back to that. So Bill, now with Hillbilly Fire Genetics, how long you guys been going? And I said you guys accidentally. Go ahead.
That's
and
okay.
Be away on that, would you? How long you been doing
Yes, sir. I've been doing it, actually feminizing for about the last 4, and it's a joy. It's work, but it's a joy, man. I love what I do.
Sure.
You got to, or you can't do exactly what I do. I mean, it's crazy. You've got to watch so much, take care of so much, and I'm a one-man show.
Yeah. And that's impressive, by the way.
Thank you.
I mean, I'm just learning the whole breeding process. And so, like I said, you know, I think I mentioned that earlier. And yeah, it's work. And, you know, to the timing of things is really key when you're breeding.
That's crucial. Timing is crucial.
Yeah. And I figured that one out the hard way twice. And the third time I was successful because I learned, you know. But
there you go.
So, like, why don't you walk me through, if you would, a little bit of your normal growing type of a day? You know, like, is there certain things you may be looking for, certain things that you're hoping for when you create, you know, strains and whatnot?
Yes, sir. I'm always hoping not to see any kind of pollen sac after the fact. You know, that's a bad sign. You never want to see a pollen sac after the fact. But I get up in the morning, I go outside and I water my garden outside. I've got a few plants I call volunteers that come up out of my garden. I throw my dirt away. Seeds that I check during my harvest. I'll throw them down in a bucket. Well, they grow in my garden. So I'll get up in the morning, I'll go do that. And then I'll come back inside and I'll go to the bedroom and I'll check when the light comes on, I'll go in and check each plant out, give it each love, give them what they need, check them out, make sure there's no problems. And then I go into the flower room when the lights come on. And that is the most crucial room. No light. I've heard a lot of people say light leaks are okay. That's bullshit. Don't never believe it. You always want to make sure there's no light leaks. You want to make sure, like I said, there's no little pollen sacs that popped up out of nowhere. But it's a lot of work. But I love doing it, Joe. I love what I do. And I apologize. I'm kind of stage fright here, and I apologize.
You're amongst friends, brother. You're amongst friends. It's all good. You're doing great. But, one thing that, guys, I wanted to mention, because Bill's been doing this. This is his daily routine that he was speaking about. He said he goes and checks his plants out, and that's it, right? No, there is a lot to that, what he's doing. First off, visual is everything. I know you guys have seen this. You've noticed your plants look just a little bit off right off the bat. Now you need to go investigate. Don't be lazy and not investigate. Get your butt in there and touch that plant, right? So Bill, I know he's in there touching every plant. He's looking in between the nodes to make sure there's no pollen sacs that have come up. He's doing a lot of work time on each plant. And that's what I've been trying to explain to you guys for a long time. His is a little bit more extensive because, well, he's a breeder, but anyway, guys, that's just something I wanted to clarify. He just acted like it's his daily, and it is. It's just his daily. But when he started, it was work, I promise you. And it was a lot of work to get started and keep going in that kind of a mode, I believe. It was for me anyway.
Yes, sir.
And that's where I think about it's impressive that you do this by yourself. And, you work all through the world. Am I wrong? You're all
absolutely. Yes, sir. Thailand, Philippines, New Zealand, all over Canada, and the United States, all over the United States.
That's fantastic, man. So tell me about your strains. What kind of strains do you got? What's the big sellers? What's your best? What do you want to do? Tell me about it.
I've got one I'm working on. It's an auto flower. Actually, it's called Bigfoot. It's yes, sir. It's Northern Lights #5, and a lot of people don't mistake it for regular Northern Lights. Northern Lights #5 is an old school Northern Lights.
Okay.
It's got the old skunky smell to it. But I've crossed it with Huckberry. And the outcome so far, like I was telling you earlier, Joe, the leaves, you can pull a leaf off of it and it smells and tastes like peaches. Yeah. Literally.
That's interesting.
It's really tight nodes, dense buds. I did have one little problem out of it, and I'm working on that, and I think I've about got it taken care of, and I'm going to release it here pretty soon. But then I've got Project 69. I'm kind of proud of Project 69. It's another Northern Light #5. It's an auto flower crossed with Blackwater, regular male photo.
Blackwater.
And yes, sir. The outcome of that is, I've had a lot of people tell me that's one of their new best strains. And they grow that all the time now. And then I've got, I didn't mention it to you earlier, but I've got Black Breath, which is peanut butter breath crossed with Blackwater.
Okay. And did you say that the Blackwater was a fast strain? So that auto would just make a fast photo?
No, sir. Yeah, what happens, Joe, when you take a auto flower and you cross it with a photo, you won't get an fast auto flower or a fast photo. You'll get a little faster photo. It'll finish it out a little quicker.
Okay.
But and the outcome's pretty decent. I mean, the nodes on the flower on the plant is tight, really tight, really tight nodes. You could probably get, like I was telling you earlier, on some of these plants, you could get 3-foot colas if you try growing them outside. I promise you. I've got some pictures I'll share with y'all of a gorilla skittles that I crossed with a great knee high, and the buds are bigger than a telephone pole.
What?
And I'm not joking you. I will show you the pictures. I promise you.
I want to see those, man. I love
Yes,
nice looking bud, man. Love to look at that stuff.
They were nice type buds. I mean, they were. And here's something I'm working on. Don't mean to get off the subject, but I'm working on a photo that will veg and flower in 24-hour light.
Really?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So it's going to take on that auto trait, but
it's going to take on the auto trait, but it'll take longer, like the photo, to finish out. Yes, sir. And it will. What a lot of people don't understand, can't do this with an auto flower outside. I mean, it just won't do it, or inside. But if you take a photo live, it's going to tell it to start flowering no matter what.
Right.
And it will. Mm-hmm. It could be. I've got right now. I've got an alien technology, and I've got a great cream cake sitting outside under a pole light in my garden, and they're starting to flower.
Wow, interesting.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm curious about that. That totally blows a whole bunch of what I used to know away. If that's a possibility, that blows away a lot of information that I had soaked up over the years. You know,
it's crazy, but if you think about nature, just out in the woods, you got a bright moon. Mm-hmm. That plant's going to flower. It doesn't matter. It's when nature tells it it's time to flower, no matter what, it's going to flower.
Sure.
Or if you take an auto flower, it's going to do some stupid. It'll do some stupid crap. I tried it. It just don't work right with an auto flower. But a photo, yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I've had success with about 3 different strains so far. My Gorilla Skittles, my Alien OG crossed with Godfather, and I've got a Purple Mango crossed with Godfather that's been flowered in 24-hour light.
Wow. Interesting.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'd like to talk with you more about that one and see how we can pick that trait for certain things. You know what I mean? For certain strains.
It's
a little bit. That's another show, man, for sure.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that's
yes, sir. Not a problem.
But you know, so you said you had 6 different strains. We went through Bigfoot is what you're working on, right?
Right. Bigfoot's one of them. I got Black Breath. Project 69. Yeah, Black Breath, which is peanut butter breath crossed with Blackwater.
Right.
I've got let's see, Hillbilly Mindfuck, which is Red Hot Cookies, a sativa dominant hybrid crossed with Mind Control, an indica dominant hybrid. But the indica beats it out a little bit. That plant is going to be one to come, and I believe it's going to be a crowd favorite, period. The people that's grown it so far, man, it's awesome. I don't know if y'all seen Hank Burns. Hank Burns has actually grown some of it, and he's more than pleased. I've got a gentleman here in Oklahoma that the colas, I'm not kidding you, are 3 foot long, and if they're not big as round as a pop bottle, not
nice.
kidding, I'm serious. Yes, sir.
Wow.
And I've got, let's see, which other, let's see. Like I said, I get a little stage fright when I get on camera. I apologize, but my mind sometimes deceives me. I've got Project 138, which is blackberry cheesecake crossed with Blackwater. Now I've got that. Wasn't very pleased with the outcome. That's the reason I really haven't given a lot of seeds away. It might have been just me when I tried to grow it back, but I wasn't real pleased with it. So I've kind of just kept it under the shelf.
Right.
Which one? I've got another one.
That Project 69 is one of your faves, right? Is that one of your
most
well-liked strains?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like I said, that is an auto flower, Northern Lights number 5 crossed with Blackwater. But and it's a little faster growing photo. It finishes a little faster. But it doesn't take away from the density of the buds. The people that have grown it, I'll get some pictures for y'all and show y'all some of the people that's grown it. I'll tell you another one. My Mac 1 that I've got. I don't know if it's just me or what I've got going, but the Mac 1 that a lot of you may be growing now, that plant has produced 6 pounds outside.
Wow. On one plant.
Yes, sir. One plant. Yes, sir.
That's impressive.
It was strong in the whole 9 yards, topped and strong in the whole 9 yards. But that's another show if you want. Topping an LST in your plants. It makes a big, big difference. People do not understand.
It does make a difference. And you know what? Why don't you go ahead and talk to us a little bit about how you feel about topping an autoflower? You know, sometimes it can be a touchy subject. I am under the impression that you can do it or not, whichever. But you seem to be like hell bent, like this is something you must do. Yeah.
I top all of my plants, whether they be auto or whether they be photos. And like I told you earlier, Joe, if I top and I LST any photo or any auto and it shocks them, if by in the morning that plant's not turned back up like it should be, it's out.
Yeah.
I don't use it for breeding because I just won't use it. But you can top an auto 2, 3, 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I've topped them up to 3 times. But
yes,
like I was
you
telling
can do
you, back in the beginning when I started because I started growing with autos, and so that's how I learned, you know, and you know, because it was fast paced. I'm very impatient, so I figured it was a good fit. So I started topping them, and I noticed, and I now know it was my genetics. They just got they struggled, like they just didn't want to pop back from me topping them.
Right.
And so I went straight to the LST, and everything was working great. And so now that I am in the area to have really good genetics, I can do what I want, and those plants will still respond to you well. It's pretty.
I'll tell you something else. I top mine. I don't know what node you top y'all's at or anybody else, but I take mine sometimes as first, second, and third, depending on how the plant looks. I never take it over the 4th node. It's always at least the 3rd and under.
3rd and under. Wow.
And yes, and then once my limbs get long enough to LST, I tie them down. But here's another thing. Whenever you're doing LST, if you'll go along the branches and you squeeze that branch, you'll hear it pop. Go all the way up the branch. What'll happen is, I don't know if you've ever known, I'm sure you have, grown some pretty decent colas, but the colas wanted to fall over.
Yep.
If you will take and pop them limbs and LST, that won't happen. It strengthens the limbs up. Yes, sir.
It's like
yes, sir.
They develop scar tissue and just getting real
tight. That's exactly what happens. Exactly what happens. I tell you, I done a test one time. I took 4 mango plants. I took 2 of them, I topped them, and I put them in cages, tomato cages. I took two and I topped them, and I LST'd them. Now, all these plants are the same age. The plants that I topped and LST'd, I doubled my yield over what was in the cage.
Yeah, LST will double your yield and topping. Yes, it'll do that.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. If you top an auto plant and it shocks it and it goes into shock, it's trash. I'm sorry, it's just trash.
Yeah,
the genetics are not there.
Yeah. Have you ever dealt with just straight ruderalis?
Yeah.
Have you? I've been wanting to work with just the ruderalis gene. You know, I don't want the hybrid autoflowers and nothing. I want ruderalis from from the motherland kind of stuff. You know, that's what I want to try out and play with. I'm running
Afghan land race right now. I've got some Iranian land race. Now these are both from the motherland. The Afghani, if what I understand, the Afghani land race was from a veteran sent them to me, and they're one of the sponsors. But it was from one of the veterans bringing them back from Afghanistan, and they're regular seeds. But I've got 4. I've been looking for this strain for years. And
that's Nick.
What do you bet?
Nick from Sea of Green. Sea of Green gave those, yeah.
Yes. They were sent to me. I've got 4 growing right now. I'm very pleased with all 4. I can't tell you if they're male or female yet, but they all 4 have really good tight nodes. As a matter of fact, I first not a flower. I put 4 of them in the flower today.
Wow, nice.
And then I've got some Iranian land race, and I've got a sweet skunk auto that's supposed to have been back across twice, back from like some of the old school skunk. And what I want to do with this auto is I want to cross it with one of my Afghanis. I want to take some Afghani pollen and actually breed it to the auto. And that's going to give me a little faster photo. But I believe the outcome is going to be freaking awesome, man. I really do.
Nice.
Anybody that likes a strong indica, and I'm talking strong, if a lot of you people don't understand, if you've never smoked Afghani landrace and you smoke this trash they've got here in the United States, you're in for a treat. The buzz is 8 to 12 hours. Where this trash around here is 1 to 2 hours, you know. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And like we were talking earlier, the THC is probably 12, 14% true. 12 or 14%. Whether this other crap they're saying 32%, I would rather smoke this. And I'm looking together. If I can get one female out of these 4 plants, I will feminize the one female, and I'm looking to get probably 4,000 or 5,000 seeds. I'm going to hit the whole plant.
Nice. I actually have 2 of those Afghani growing right now, the Afghani Kush from Sea of Greens, and I believe they're both males. So
really,
got to give them another week, but just to make sure. But they got little nipples at the nodes that doesn't necessarily.
Yeah. So, if they've got nipples, they've already shown their sex.
Yeah, they're already showing them up. And so I'm just giving them time. I don't want to go jump the gun, but they're going to be collected. I'm going to collect all that pollen as best I can. Oh, yeah.
There you go. Absolutely. Absolutely.
But so, you know, can you tell me a little bit about in wherever you are overseas, what strains do they like? Like, is it different than what we like so much?
No, as a matter of fact, I told them what strains I had. I've got a friend that showed me how to make my feminized spray. He's out of Canada.
Oh yeah.
And he goes to Thailand every year. He'll go over to Thailand, and he took some of my strains over there. But I've got another customer that bought, and I've sent some over. But the Philippines and Thailand both asked me what I had, and then they let me pick what I wanted to send them.
Okay. Wow.
You know, so that's like your Afghani was saying. The Afghan will tread the heat like nobody's business. No problem.
Right.
Heat, the humidity, no problem. I've got a strain, the Red Hot Cookies. Right now, I've got 3 of them in my garden outside. I call them, they're volunteers, and they went through 120 heat index. Yeah. And you know how the humidity here is in Oklahoma here. No problems out of Red Hot Cookies.
Nice. That's a blessing. I just had to have an emergency harvest on it was a Purple Dawn faded grape cross, and the bugs loved it, and it did not like the heat. I will never grow that outdoors ever again because it was beautiful bud. I just wish it wouldn't have got tore up so bad by the weather. The weather's really rough this year, wasn't it?
Yep. I had a couple. I had an Acapulco Gold get mold on me, and I about cried. We're talking buds that was big around as that bottle right there. I wanted to cry. I actually hung it. It was for me and my wife to smoke. I wasn't making seeds. And what my dumbass didn't do was put a fan and circulate inside the room. I knew better. I knew better. I don't know why. I ain't even going to lie. I don't know why I didn't do it. But I went in there the next morning, and when I turned one of them big buds around, I seen mold, and I started crying. Man, I literally started crying. That was some. Oh, it was beautiful smoke, man. Yeah. But you gotta watch. It's stuff like you gotta watch. My blueberry muffin flowering. My blueberry muffin flowering. I've been looking at it till I got ready to harvest it. Walked in there to harvest it that morning. On the backside, there was mold.
The backside,
It was like, and there again, I turned my fan around and was pulling the heat out. It was 87 degrees in the flower room, and I was trying to pull the heat out, and I didn't circulate. That is stupidity on my part because I know better.
You know, but this is the kind of stuff. This is the kind of stuff that I'm telling people. Hey, look, you know, sometimes things happen in your grow. Don't get too upset. Don't try to cry too hard, right? But we'll come back and we'll do it again. These things happen even to the best of us, you know, and the best of them and all those other good guys, man. It happens to everybody. And
yes, sir.
But one thing I wanted to go up and mention, Senior was talking about your Acapulco Gold was amazing. Yeah.
Right.
Let's see. I've never had it. I wanna grow some of that. Alien.
I'm gonna grow it back. Yeah, that alien OG time Godfather. That's a good one, brother.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. Well, the alien guy. Yeah, that sounds pretty crazy. THC part. Huh? Hash. Yeah, and where are you? Luke's asking about where. Are you in McAllister? You're below.
No, sir. I'm actually north of McAllister. I'm just damn near. I'm really on the west side of Lake Eufaula, south of Interstate 40. Yeah, just probably 4 or 5 miles south of Interstate 40, somewhere along there.
Got you. All right. Hey, what's up, TJ? And I don't think I got to say hi to Senior. Hey, guys. Maxwell, Nikki, Aaron, thank you for showing up, my man. Dirk, welcome. Facebook user said he got some Mac 1 beans. You got Mac 1?
Yeah. Yes, sir. You need some Mac 1, brother?
I don't have any, but
you will.
I wouldn't ask you for it. Hey, if they open my door, I would not kick them out. I promise you. Would not kick him out.
I guarantee you, not a problem.
All right,
he's gonna love that strain. That's a good one. Yes, sir.
I'd like to hear about where Luke, where are you out of, man? If you're that close, you got to be close to me, dog. But so we talked about Thailand that wanted, like basically any strain you wanted to give them. What about your other countries? Anything special that just doesn't really make sense to you, or are they just cool with whatever you give them?
No, they pretty much knew. Expect New Zealand. I sent there twice. I've sent twice to New Zealand. As a matter of fact, he got some Mac 1. I sent him some Mac 1, and it seemed like he got some Girl Scout cookie autos. He wanted some autos, and my Girl Scout cookie autos, man. This auto would veg for 7-8 weeks if you let it.
Wow. I
had a lot of people say, wait a minute, that's a photo. And I said, listen to me. Do yourself a favor. Go just switch the light on it. It's for 12 hours. And once it starts flowering, we'll put it back under 18 and 6 and continue. Mm-hmm. But that's another thing. I don't mean to say, my autos, you can grow them under 12 and 12, no problem.
Yeah.
That's another thing. But the customers, like I said, they seem to knew a lot about what I had, but they wanted to know about heat and humidity because Thailand, it's hotter than shit up there, and the humidity is pretty bad in the Philippines both. Yeah, I'm sure y'all know that. Excuse me.
I've heard stories.
Yeah,
I've heard stories.
As a matter of fact, I'm fixing to send some predatory mites and some autoflowers to the Philippines Monday.
Nice.
They got some spider mites somehow, and they asked me how to get rid of them. They wanted to know about the predatory mites. Personally, I would burn the whole crop and start over, clean everything up, but that's what they wanted to do. So I'm gonna oblige what they want me to do. Very good people, man. They've been really good people.
Nice. And so, any other? Oh, you know what, man? A better question, and I've been dying to know this. I just want to get your input on this. When you come up with, say, Bigfoot, right? You have 2 different strains, and obviously there's 2 different strains in each one of those, or at least.
Yes, sir.
And so, what goes through your head? What tells you that this is going to be good together, and this is going to work together? Is there something like a checklist that you go through?
No, I just know I know the history on both plants. I've smoked both plants. I've grown both plants, and as far as coming up with the name, my Northern Lights Auto number 5. Now this is no joke. The buds were between a quart jar and a pint jar size, big around, and we're talking 1.5 colas on it. So, and then the Hulkberry, it grows pretty nice, decent colas on it. It's got a odd green color to it. So I don't know. I live here in Oklahoma. Bigfoot.
Hey, man,
matter of fact, it's good. Yes, sir.
Yeah. That's neat. That's a good little story. Let's see what we got here. Aaron says ladybugs and are good for spider mites. That's what I've used. Those little things will I had a really bad story, man. Those little things will sneak up on you. Went to a buddy of mine's dispensary, right? He had a dispensary. He has clones in there. He was asking me to help him out, fix up, look at them, make sure they're good. I did. They looked pretty good. There was no sign he had just got them in. So he's like, here, man, take one just for your time. And I was like, cool, bro. Thanks, man.
Yes.
Man, did I not lose a whole bunch. I had like 150 plants at the time, right? I lost a whole strain. I lost a whole strain of 20 plants. Yep.
Oh, wow.
There was no way to get rid of them. You ain't going to get rid of them, dude.
No,
so you take it all out and get rid of it. Yeah. Anyway,
yes,
my
sir.
story about clones from a dispensary. Yeah, don't do it. Don't. Stop.
No.
Nope.
You won't be satisfied, I promise you.
Yeah.
It don't work.
Let's see. So true brother killed. Someone to talk to. Prez bio. Hey, what's this? The Hulkberry. You know what, man? Hulkberry. That's what Dirk was asking. He said he needs to get some more Hulkberry. I grew Hulkberry one time. That strain's been around for about 6 years. Am I right?
Yes, it's been around. Yeah, right there, pretty close.
When that first came out, I happened to get a seed of it, and I think it was out of some bud. I think it was just bag seed. Well, I grew it, and it was a huge plant. It was beautiful, colas, everything was great. I grew it outdoors, and the only reason I didn't get that plant was I had root rot. It was like one day it was beautiful, came out the next morning, and it was hanging. The whole thing, even the stems and stalks and everything, it just rotted overnight.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I didn't get to try it. Maybe another time, right?
It's a tasty. It's a nice, tasty flower.
I heard good things about all that stuff, and everybody else seems to really care for it. That's what's up. So if you have any like when you get your Bigfoot stuff up, let me know. I will make posts up for you. I'll let everybody know that the stuff is rocking and rolling, and everybody can go check out your new genetics, man. That'd be awesome. But
sure.
See,
absolutely.
Questions from anybody else? We got any more questions, y'all? TJ's saying taste really matters. That's exactly right. And Bill, is there any determining factor on something that will build, like, have higher terpenes, or is this just a pheno hunt that you found one that had it and you blended it together and you got high terps? Is there
no, sir? I start off with decent terps from the plant to begin with. If we got decent terps, I will grow the plant before I ever decide to make seeds from it.
Sure.
I will check it myself. But yes, I like high terps because nobody likes to smoke flower that's bland.
Right. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
So I wanted to also tell you, and I forgot to tell you earlier, I do have one other new strain that I've come up with, and it's an exotic. It's Cherry Garcia, crossed with my blueberry muffin. And I've let a couple people have the seed. I'm not turning it out to the public yet. I don't have enough seeds to do that. But the outcome is, I'm giddy. I'm happy.
Hell yeah.
I'm happy with what's going to become of this plant, and I believe y'all will be too.
Hell yeah. Maybe you can give me a sneak peek of the bud, man. I'd love to see it.
Yes, sir. But it's called Garcia's Muffin.
Garcia's Muffin. All right. Nice, man. I
yes,
like
sir.
it.
Yes,
catchy. Sir. Yeah. DJ said, I see you, Muffin. But so if you guys ain't got any more questions, man, come on. Let's test it out. What we got? Anything in particular y'all been looking for? Some ideas? All right. Well, Bill, I think everybody's kind of out, man. So I'm going to go ahead and start off, man. I want to tell you thank you for coming here and talking with us about your genetics, man, and telling us what you do. And but let's end it with where your passion comes from for growing. I have a passion for growing because it saved my life. Cannabis saved my life. Where's your
absolutely?
Your
Same way, brother. I was on. I'm disabled, and I was on oxycodone and oxycontin for a number of years. And I'm not saying I wasn't growing, flower back then, but when I was able to become legal, man, it was a whole new ball game for me to experiment legally and not have to worry about it. But yes, I've got a couple strains that's going to be really, really good for pain and what have you. Now, I'm not going to tell you it's not going to give you a little anxiety and what have you, a little paranoia, because anytime you smoke anything with Afghani in it that's fruit, I promise you, you're going to know you smoke something. It ain't like the stuff that's here in the United States.
Right.
Excuse me.
Interesting. And then, so one final question from Chris. With your strains, what would be your best strain to grow outdoors here in Oklahoma? What would do the best?
Hillbilly Mindfuck.
Hillbilly Mindfuck. You hear that, Chris?
Yes, sir.
All
yes,
right.
sir.
So we hope that helped, Chris. I'd get some of that, man. I want to hear about it too, brother. Sure do. But
tell him I can send him a couple pictures. I've got a couple of gentlemen that's growing them south of me over in the mountains here now, and they are happy. Yes, sir. They are very happy.
I love pictures, man. I love them.
Absolutely. Awesome. Absolutely. Joe, be sure before you get off here, be sure that you tell them that all the veterans get my seeds for $1 a piece plus shipping.
Thank you, Bill. You just did, but I'm going to hit on it again. Y'all, so
everybody else is $2 a piece.
Right.
But the veterans get them for $1 a piece.
$2 a piece is still pretty good, but the $1 a piece for a bean, man, and especially some good genetics, y'all, that's pretty bitching. Sorry, I forgot to mention that earlier. That was literally right there on a piece of paper, but I just didn't see it. But and once again, I appreciate you for doing that for us veterans, and I'm sure.
Hey, no problem, man.
All right, well, keep up the good work, Bill. If you hang on just a second after I tell everybody goodbye, I want to chat with you just for a second, if you don't mind, okay? All right.
Sure.
And so,
sure. No problem.
Yes, Adam, he has a webpage just on Facebook. It's Bill Putman, right? Or do you have a Hillbilly Fire Genetics page?
No, tell them to come just anytime they want anything to DM me on the Messenger.
Okay, Messenger.
I take care of the orders. I take care of the orders and everything right there on Messenger.
All right, cool, man. That's good to know too. I hope that helped, bro. All right. Okay, so until next time, y'all, happy growing, and don't forget to go get your beans. Hey, and don't forget about that raffle or the waffle, right? I keep saying raffle. But anyway, the waffle has been extended, guys, so go get your spots, all right? Whole bunch of beans for $5 a slot, man. Too easy, guys, all right? So until next time, y'all, happy